Bella B.
Bella G.
So does go further a drive hold very low and taut or a nice high drive?
Okay, we are here to answer. This is the question that so many of you have asked us, and there is no better way than to try.
Come on, let's go. Let's go. I'll start. Okay, I'll start. 2 balls and I'll try to keep them as low as possible.
And your low ball corresponds to my normal drive.
Damn, it was a needle. Go with the second one.
This one is low.
Slightly to the left, but lower. Well, it's on the rough. Maybe this one didn't roll so much. Whatever. B, your turn. 2 low balls. The low ball specialist. Ole.
2 taut balls, and let's see which one is furthest.
Come on. Whoever his turn is, 2 balls, let's shoot them the highest possible.
And this one reaches Sputnik. High and draw.
Highest, super high.
As a kite.
Ah, this was really hard. I wanted to hit it with all my strength and I did, but it went a little left.
However, in the end, 2 straight ball and 2 to the left, they are comparable.
Yes, and it's up to you now.
I will ever reach the heights of Gigi's balls. Well, I don't think so, but let's give it a try.
Wow, more than that.
You think we're almost there?
Warning! Nothing.
Even higher, but I don't feel like higher than that. But a little to the left, both a little bit in draw. Now it's time to go measure and find out what is the truth. Which ball went furthest, the lowest one and the highest one.
Who knows?
What did we do to try to hit the balls a little bit higher or lower with the 2 drives? This is what we did. In my case, I worked on getting the face of the club slightly delofted at the moment of impact in order to hit a taut shot. Ball slightly further back in the feet, so in my case a little more towards the right foot, back a little less inclined, or toward a right, and I almost tried to crush the ball with my shot. This, however, is not the best way to shoot the ball low and very long. It only works for certain types of swings in which you can hold the club well still. If not, the ball pushes a lot and if it goes through the air anyway. While for the high ball, you high back tilted slightly toward right, and you hit your shot from the bottom up, releasing your hands a little more and the ball goes in the air.
Yes, well done, B. In my case, for example, in order to keep the ball low, since I can't keep my wrist steady, I tend to keep the tee a little bit high and counteract this release of mine by trying to turn my body faster, because otherwise the ball would do so much of that spin that obviously it wouldn't go on it. While on the other hand, for the high ball, I used what I can say is my trademark, tee high, and then I try to make the ball roll as much as I can, and so the ball almost goes up by itself. Let's remember one thing, new drives tend to be made to take away a little bit of spin. So the ball has to start already a little bit high. If not, there is no lift at all also, because new balls are made in a particular way. For example, the premium ones are made to make less spin. Let's remember that the spin is used to create lift. So the more spin, the more the ball is in the air, and so whether the ball is stationary, it will spin less on itself. Furthermore, if we haven't given it some launch angle, it won't stay in the air, which is why I expect that the ball I threw high went farther. However, I have to say that I got a bomb with the ball kept low that maybe... Let's take a look.
Let's start with the shortest ball of all, the shot hit with my low drive. It is predictable because I already play with little spin and low ball. That's because when you try to keep the low, you start right off the ground, and then that ball does not absolutely gain distance. Let's talk about my second low ball because it was a little longer but still very short. So that's why my 2 low balls are definitely the shortest. We come after a few steps ahead to my high ball, which more or less evens out Gigi's high ball, and again a high ball of mine. So basic you shoot to Here came my top drive shots. Then we have low ball from Gigi. Then let's walk for a few meters. We get to the bomb shots. Meanwhile, notice how many steps we are taking between my worst ball and Gigi's ones. Here we have the Gigi's high drive that ranked second, and in first place today we have the low ball. That was shot by Gigi, the one I have already seen that he had done an incredible shot. In this case we have some considerations to make. On average, the high balls went definitely farther than to the low ones. This is especially because the ones that I shot didn't make great distance. So if you are players who already shoot a little low with little spin, if you also try to lower the flight of the ball, your ball will lose quite a bit of distance, and vice versa. If you are a player maybe a little more Gigi, I mean that you are a player that can give the ball a little bit of energy, and you can easily shoot it in the air. Even a low shot, if taken more than perfect, can do a huge distance, but be careful though, because it is a peak distance. Probably Gigi hit this ball almost in the center.
110% I felt it was just perfect.
And it was a little further, 5 meters ahead anyway than a high drive.
The high ball was good, but not hit that well.
So, anyway, let's say it doesn't lose a lot of distance. Instead, let's talk about the whole shots now.
Meanwhile, you are seeing the balls lined up. We didn't shot them that all straight on the edge of the course. Simply, we went and got them a little to the right, a little to the left, and realigned them to get an idea of what distance they reached. I have to be honest. Actually, I can't play a really low ball at all. I have to admit I'm not able to play it. So, in fact, it's a medium ball, okay? And in the specific case today, the ground helped me a lot. And so, actually, the shot turned out to in a more or less similar tendentially. What is nice to understand is that on average, very low balls don't go further. Medium balls are the ones that optimize it. Let's say for the vast majority of cases, then it can happen that a really high shot ball can a little bit more farther. However, this is, let's say, a little bit to figure out. I mean, you have to figure out if you have that kind of shot in your possibilities, remembering that it doesn't have to be a ball that starts low and soars. Those never make way, but it has to be a ball that starts already high with not too much spin, okay? Let us know, what do you think, and whether you play the drive maybe high or low. Did you think a low drive could go much farther than a high drive? Let us know below in the comments, and kista.